What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where Derek and I discuss a bunch of stuff involving entertainment, like movies and music and video games and all that kind of stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about a thing, but first, how you doing, Derek? What you been playing? What you been listening to?
School, Mortal Kombat, New Pop Evil, and Arch Enemy albums.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Um, I'm still trying to convince the GF to go to Fit for an Autopsy in Arch Enemy in May, I think is when they're going to be here. But the problem with that is they're playing May 2nd, I think. And the Poison Ascendancy tour that we already have tickets for is playing the next day.
Two in a row, that'd be rough.
So, as a matter of fact, it might even be reverse, which would be even harder to do because if we do the Poison Ascendancy first, your boy's going to be out of commission. So I'm going to be done. Because I know every single word to every single song on both of those albums. I ain't going to have a voice. I'm not going to have a back. I'm not going to have a fucking neck. Nothing. It's going to be a rough day if we end up going to that Arch Enemy show after that. So
I'm unfortunately not going to be able to make the Poison Ascendancy tour this year.
What?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
No, it fell on a bad weekend for what's close by here. And we are already spending, and I'm not even going to say how much, on tickets for other concerts. That I have elected because I have not seen the bands that I am going to take. And it's also part of our vacation.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah,
The
that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And Ascendancy in full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Derek.
Believe me, I just literally accepted it this week. That's why I'm calm about it. But the last 2 months has been not good.
Jesus, dude, that's rough. That's rough.
Well, the thing I keep telling myself is, yeah, that's going to be a bummer. But I am getting to see 5 bands that I haven't seen. And 4 of which, okay, maybe 3 of which are definitely on my list. Whereas I've seen Trivium 4 or 5 times. I've seen Bullet twice. And honestly, both times I saw Bullet, I was not impressed. I'll just be honest about that.
I've seen Bullet
Trivium
like 4 times, and I've seen Trivium like twice.
Yeah, Trivium always puts on a good show.
Yeah.
Even the show where Matt had no voice and told us that ahead of time when they were touring for Silence in the Snow. That was still one of the best shows I've ever been to, just because the energy and everything from the crowd. So yeah, it's a bummer, but I'm gonna fucking see Ice Nine Kills finally. So
you haven't seen Ice Nine Kills yet?
No, I still have not seen Ice Nine Kills. Yeah.
Why didn't you go with Toby and I when we seen them on the fucking Trinity of Terror tour?
Probably had to work.
Walmart, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong.
Fuck 'em.
But no, and yeah, Limp Bizkit is on my list, and Metallica is on my list. So yeah.
You haven't seen Metallica?
Nope, I've seen all of the big 4 except for Metallica. Yeah, and I'm gonna get to see Metallica twice.
I've seen Metallica and Megadeth, but I haven't seen the other two. I don't really listen to the other two, so
Oh, Slayer was fucking awesome.
I mean, I'd go see Slayer for the obviously the sentiment of seeing Slayer, but I just don't listen to a lot of Slayer, so
yeah.
Know. But
yeah, so tough choices.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel you.
And seriously, literally, I mean, I exhausted every option of asking people, hey, you available? Hey, you available? You available? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like,
I remember Toby mentioning something about you asking if he's gonna go with you or something, and he was like, probably not, because I'm just not gonna have money or something. I don't know what he said, or he's gonna have to work or something. But
yeah, and I mean it's on a Saturday, so I mean if it was on like a Tuesday or some day off, I'd be a little more pushy, like you're getting your fucking ass here.
yeah.
But in the middle of the work week for him, and having to drive like like an hour 45, 2 hours to my house, and then another 3 hour drive to the venue.
Yeah.
Like obviously he wouldn't drive that, I would drive that, but still, I get it. And
Yeah.
he's not as big on them as me and you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No.
I get it.
This show
Just
was made for me, dude. Like easily two of my all-time favorite albums. I love these. Both the albums. I love both the bands. I grew up just like Bullet, like legit is responsible for getting me into heavier music. Like nudging me into the door of heavy music. Probably the sole reason I love metalcore as much as I do, aside from Killswitch, of course. But
yeah.
But yeah, and now Trivium is currently one of my favorite bands of all time at this moment in my life, and probably always will be. So like, it's just, I don't know, just a definitely I gotta be there. I gotta be there.
Yeah.
But
no, it's a bummer, but
yeah.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometime. And who knows, maybe another show looms in our future. We're just waiting to find out what my class schedule is going to be. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I might just say fuck it and try to go to Chicago and catch the Silver Scream and Silver Scream 2 shows that Ice Nine Kills is doing. So we'll see.
I saw that, dude. I saw that, and I'm like, you're not gonna do this in Boston?
Yeah,
where you're
they
from?
got Chicago dates. The only problem with the Chicago dates is that like we're seeing Metallica on the 1st and the 3rd of May, and then I think like the Ice Nine Kills stuff in Chicago is like May 17th and May 19th. I was like, fuck, it couldn't be in June. Like, give me a little more time and space that shit out.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's how I was thinking. Like, because Meg asked me if I wanted to go see Fit for an Autopsy, and I was like, is that even a question? Of course I want to go see Fit for an Autopsy. Their last 2 albums are just like constantly in my head all the time. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I went and, like, a couple weeks later, I looked at the date and I was like, hey, Meg, did you know that this is the day after the Trivium and Bullet show? I hope you didn't get tickets yet, because that might be some like thinking we got to do beforehand,
Yeah, and you know what? We're not spring chickens anymore. Okay?
No,
like when I was 18, I pulled this shit off, no problem. Saw Breaking Benjamin 3 times within literally like was it August 5th, 6th, and 8th of 2006. And I mean, we're talking jammed out fucking hard, almost a fucking heat stroke. Fuck you, Valor Ballroom in Des Moines. But yeah, now, like you saying that, like I'm even worried about Metallica. I got a day off Halloween.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the first night's like Suicidal Tendencies, Pantera, and Metallica. It's like, okay, we'll get a little bit rowdy. But night 2, when it's Ice Nine Kills, Limp Bizkit, and Metallica, fucking leaving it all on the court.
Yeah.
Dude,
when we went to see the Metal Fest or Metal Tour of the Year with Trivia, Megadeth, it was Hatebreed, but it was supposed to be In Flames, but Hatebreed filled in because In Flames couldn't get over here for whatever reason, and Lamb of God, and then not even a week later was Knotfest or Linefest.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, dude, I was put out after that Metal Tour or Metal Fest of the Year. That show killed me. We woke up the next day in our hotel in Chicago, and I was like, that was the stiffest I had ever been in my life, dude. I was like, ugh. I was almost out of breath. I was so stiff, Yeah. And I was a little bit sunburned, not quite, like not really, really bad, but bad enough. On top of me already being stiff and like dying and shit. And then like just a week later, we had to do it all over
wait in
again.
Line.
Yep.
But
with more bands, dude, and with staying in way more lines. And I think as well, like a couple days before it. Oh no, we had that Worm Shepherd show as well in the same month. It was like a few days before then. We went to Worm Shepherd. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. That was a rough month, dude. It was a great month, but, like, still, my body was put through the ringer.
You're like a rubber band. You just kept stretching.
Yeah.
Stretching.
It was small show, bigger show, even bigger show. I was like, oh, God, dude. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But, nah, good times. But, well, mostly good times. We can talk about Line Fest all day, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so I have not been listening to really anything in particular, I don't think. We started playing The Quarry, or The Quarry, however you want to say it, and it's
a quarry.
It's pretty good so far. We've got like 5 hours into it, and it's pretty solid. We were enjoying it.
I bought it a long time ago for like $10 at GameStop, and yeah, I just like that picture I sent you guys earlier. I think it was today, maybe it was yesterday when you were talking about it. Yeah, Alone in the Dark got it for $15. Dead Island 2 got it for cheap. Frickin' Callisto Protocol got it for like $10 before, like literally the week before it was announced it was going to be free on PlayStation. So fuck me, right? And then The Quarry got those all for dirt cheap, and they're just sitting on my shelf.
Yeah, dude, The Quarry is really fun. It's pretty fun. It's definitely I think it started as kind of a slow burn, but even at the beginning, like there was still stuff that was keeping me interested, you know. And Meg and I are playing it together with the couch co-op version, which is just a pass the controller thing. I don't know if you ever played the Man of Medan or any of the other.
Obviously played Until Dawn, but that's
Well, that was the other Dark Pictures anthology. Games or whatever.
I never played those.
Man of Medan is fucking awesome. Toby and I played that.
But yeah, I never got around to it. It's in my infinite backlog.
Dude,
I have it on PC, I think.
Toby and I streamed the entirety of Man of Medan on Cosmic Pizza, but he was playing on his PlayStation. I was playing on mine, and like shit that was happening on his screen was not happening on mine, and vice versa. It was fucking spooky. Like, and nice. It was on a ghost ship, so that's even cooler, you know. And nice. Like there would be this bitch like scurrying across the fucking hallway, and I'd be like, Toby, did you just fucking see that? And he's like, what? And I was like, it was right in front of you. There's a fucking lady that just ran across your fucking face. And he said, no. There was literally like shit like that happening the whole game, and we were just pissing ourselves the entire time. It was so good, but.
Oh, hell yeah.
But anyway, this is couch co-op, what we're doing. I think there is an option to play online with each other, but we only have it on a PlayStation, so we're doing couch co-op. It's still pretty fun. The story's pretty cool so far. It looks great. I mean, it's fucking gorgeous. There's no getting around that. My one gripe so far is that they just there's these like indie pop, indie rock songs that play at the worst times sometimes. Like sometimes they're okay, like they fit, but there's other times where like there's these guys that are in the game, no spoilers or anything, but I think the scene was supposed to be creepy and build up this like suspense because they were watching you the whole time. And it plays this like fucking like this weird like folk
music
rock
that
song
doesn't
and
fit.
Shit. Yeah, in the back, and I was like, okay, well that's no longer scary at all, but whatever.
It would be like if you're painting a sweet romantic scene in a movie, and then all of a sudden Death by Slayer starts playing.
Yeah.
Like that level of not fitting.
Just rip me out of the moment. I was like, okay, whatever, dude.
Or I guess Raining Blood.
Yeah, Raining Blood, yeah. But it doesn't happen often enough for me to like get pissed off about it. It's just a couple of those like little instances where I just like, I don't know why you would have played that instead of just like suspenseful string music or something, you know? Like that's the whole point of this scene, it felt, and you soiled it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, fun game so far. Characters are definitely relatable and funny, and some of them you fucking hate, but you're supposed to, you know? And, yeah, pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, Toby, I mean, not Toby, you're not Toby, you're Derek. Derek. I'm going to tell him I did that tomorrow, too.
Yes, asshole.
What are we talking about today, Toby?
I had to. You're lucky You're lucky at least Toby is cool, so that's not like completely disrespectful. Because if you would have called me like another name, somebody in our friends group, I'd be fucking. My credit card limit just got extended. I am not above buying a ticket and flying out there and then punching you in the dick and then coming back home. We are talking about the top 10 albums from the year 2011.
2011. The year
Yeah,
before
God.
the year before the world ends.
Yeah, got to remember that. The world ended in December of 2020 or 2012.
Yeah, 2012. It also ended like a million times before and since then as well, but whatever.
Yeah, fucking may as well have. But
Yeah,
for this, we full-length studio albums.
Only.
No demos, no live albums, no EPs, no re-recordings. Those all get thrown into honorable mentions.
Yep, no singles.
No singles, yep.
So if they released a single in December, but the album came out the year after, too bad.
Yep, it's going to be on the next year's list.
Yep.
Or if the band, I don't know, hasn't put out an album in like 3 years, and then you think they're going to announce an album, and then they just put out a single that is literally like one of the best pieces of work they have done. It is not in this list. It is in the honorable mentions.
Yep, facts.
Not talking about any band in particular here.
No, couldn't be. Couldn't be talking about any band in particular.
It's going to turn into a Breaking Benjamin situation. Okay?
I hope not, but here we are.
I mean, you know how much I love Breaking Benjamin and how pissed off I get when I talk about it because the wait has been fucking bullshit.
Hey, we have at least an album announcement now, don't we? Like they did announce having that like an album is coming, right?
Maybe they're taking their time. That's the.
I thought they said that there is an album coming.
Maybe. They didn't like Shinedown came out and said like, oh, an album's coming out this year. Breaking Benjamin's like, yeah, we're working on one. We're just taking our time to get it right. And it's like, done this. You've had fucking 7 goddamn years.
I was gonna say, how much time do they need?
Yeah, 7 goddamn years as of a few days ago, and we're still waiting. So I'm pissy, but.
I'm just gonna. It's gonna just suck so bad if the album's not good. You know, like that's gonna be the worst part. Is if the album's just. I don't think it will be, but still, like, that would be our luck.
First time for everything, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway.
But I think I hit everything.
Yep.
Had to come out in 2011.
Top 10. Studio albums of 2011.
Okay, you want to go ahead and take this one since I started 2010 off?
Yeah, I can do that. My number 10 came out March 22nd, 2011.
Number 10? Damn.
And it is Vices and Virtues by Art of Dying. This one I probably could have put up a little bit further. But the ones that are ahead of it, I just, at the time, listened to a lot more. And I know a lot of the times I will try to make these lists based on my current viewpoint more so than what I was listening to at the time of its release, because a lot of these I did listen to later. But this particular case, I had a very hard time with 2011. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this disclosure up there. Anything from my number 10 to my number 4, I could probably put in any of those spots. So keep that in mind going forward. Anything from 10 to 4 could be anything from 10 to 4, okay? So don't take that bad. Like, Vices and Virtues could have easily been my number 4 at any given time. But I was limping across the finish line. And I do have honorable mentions. Don't get me wrong. I have honorable mentions. Just ones that had like 1 or 2 songs on it that I still love today. Or maybe an album that I remember fondly at the time, but didn't really listen to it past that, you know? But yeah, dude, I don't know what was so hard about this year. However, my 1, 2, and 3 are solidified. And honestly, these may have even been kind of interchangeable as well within the 1, 2, and 3. But I think where they're at is where they're at. Anyway, Vices and Virtues, which I have a feeling we're going to talk about it again, so I won't talk about it too long. Such a damn good album. And it's by a band that I've seen quite a few times, honestly, because they just so happened to be at a bunch of shows that I was already going to begin with. So there's that. But Raining with Adam Gontier in it, Die Trying, Get Through This, Sorry. I mean, there's just there's a ton of just amazing songs on this. The whole album's just really good. And if you don't know who Art of Dying is, you're missing out. Do yourself a favor. Go get this album somewhere on streaming or listen to it on YouTube if you have to. I don't care. Go listen to it. It's a damn good album. Easy.
Yeah, it's disappointing that band just kind of
tanked.
They just disappeared. I mean, because this album, we'll talk about it.
Their last album was in 2015? No, 2019. Armageddon. I didn't even know they had an album in 2019. I thought the 2015 one was the last one they did, but
I thought they had something more recent than 2019, if being honest. But
nope. This is 2019. It's the last one they have listed on here.
Okay.
Interesting.
So number 10. This was released October 7th of 2011. We have got Evanescence with their self-titled album. And let me just go ahead and say, if you would have told me in 2011 that an Evanescence album other than Fallen would appear in a top 10 list that I made, I would have said you were higher than shit. Because my jumping off point was The Open Door. I hated that fucking album. I still to this day despise that fucking album. Because it was basically all just Amy Lee shitting on Sean Morgan of Seether, which I love Seether. And so that was not okay with me. So I won't even lie. I did not listen to this album until last year when Karen picked them and we did our top 10 favorite Evanescence songs. And I was very surprised that like 5 songs off of this album made my top 10 favorite Evanescence songs.
Really?
Songs like, like My Heart Is Broken, Oceans, Swimming Back Home, even like the main single, What You Want. Like that song is catchy as shit. Like it just gets in there and then it bounces around and you're like, do what you want. Like fucking for hours on end and then you're like, stop fucking doing that. But yeah, Amy Lee is just like, despite the fact that I hate that fucking Open Door, she can write a good song and she is a great pianist and it shows in this. Very surprised, but yeah. Number 10, Evanescence.
I think the last time I listened to that was like the year it released.
Oh, dude, yeah. I honestly would have never listened to it had Karen not picked it. And so I was like, okay.
I enjoy The Open Door, though, and I also enjoy the fucking Fallen.
Fallen's a good album. Like, don't get me wrong.
But yeah, I just never gravitated towards this one. I like it, but it's not something I can remember a lot of. I know obviously the singles and stuff. I could probably catch the melody in my head, but I don't remember a lot of it. So, but cool, Interesting. All right, number 9. I'll probably get some flack for this one by somebody, maybe in the comments, maybe from you. I don't know what your opinion on this specific album is. I know your opinion on this band, but
okay, I gotta guess.
This album, though, in particular, came out October 11th, 2011.
You're not gonna get a bad word from me.
Okay, and that is American Capitalist by Five Finger Death Punch. Now, Derek and I have talked about Five Finger Death Punch on this series before, and the 2000s list, and we'll probably talk about them again at some point, even after this. But this album was a banger, and I listened to it quite a bit, especially some of the lesser talked about songs like Wicked Ways and If I Fall. I fucking love those songs. Menace is nuts, dude, and I just don't. I understand why Five Finger Death Punch gets a bad rap now, because they did come out with a bunch of anti-mask shit in COVID, and they do seem like they are the kind of dudes that are just that crowd of people. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But
at the time this album came out, we didn't realize that they're chugging cars that are punching holes in your mom's drywall.
Yeah,
let's just say that.
Exactly. And say what you will about the band, but they are some talented ass dudes. When it comes down to making some absolute fucking bangers, this album and the previous couple albums as well are just damn good metal albums, dude. They're heavy, they're fun. They have some of the coolest riffs, and this album is definitely in that list. Coming Down, of course, and The Pride, Under and Over It, American Capitalist, all the bigger songs as well are still pretty good. I can't remember if it was Coming Down or Under and Over It, but one of those two got severely overplayed on the radio. But Remember Everything as well was pretty fun for a while until it also got played into the ground.
Yep.
But dude, Wicked Ways and If I Fall, damn good songs that just nobody seems to talk about for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah. Number 9, American Capitalist by Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay. All right. Number 9, released September 13th of 2011. We have got Stained with their self-titled effort. This album, I remember the album that came before it. What was it? The Illusion of Progress. I thought that album was trash. I think I only liked one song of that album. But it just seemed more radio friendly. And yeah, I was not on board with that. I'm not the world's biggest Stained fan by any means, but like being in 7th grade back in the day when Break the Cycle came out, oh god. That, like, it's been a while. Like, come on. It was fucking Stained was inescapable in the very early 2000s and kind of petered off.
Oh yeah.
But they dropped this banger, and let me tell you, Not Again, that song is just, it's a great screaming song. Like, you know, you're just in the shower or in your car. You fucking feel it. Bottom is one of my favorite Stain songs, period. Eyes Wide Open, and even, I'll go as far to say, Wannabe, with Snoop Dogg in it, is actually a bop and a half about how people are pieces of shit that download their music for free and then talk shit about it and blast them on the internet and stuff. So, you know, people being people, pretty much.
Right.
But yeah, this album was solid. I had kind of low expectations going into it, but I know for a fact in 2011, I definitely bumped this album quite a bit. At least until other albums came out in the following month, and then it kind of got pushed to the back burner. But great album. Definitely don't ever listen to The Illusion of Progress by Stained. Check this album out instead. So number 9, Stained with Stained.
Yeah, I don't remember most of this album because
That's fair.
After The Illusion of Progress, I remember hearing Believe a lot, and I remember at the time I enjoyed the song, but I never really got into the album itself. And at that point, I was starting to see just a pattern, and I was just like, okay, I'm not as into Stained as I once was, you know. So I just stopped listening to Stained, and that's probably where I fell off.
No, Believe made me want to punch myself in the head.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Like, what was that other one? Tangled Up in You, I think, is what it was.
I don't remember most of it. I just remember Believe, but yeah, I don't remember that album. I'll have to go back and listen to it. I think another thing that's also deterred me from looking into Stained anymore was the fact that Aaron Lewis was just becoming more and more of a douchebag.
Yeah,
and
no, 100% fair.
Yeah, so I just I just dropped off with the Stained. I know the last album that we were talking about when one of our top 5 albums of the year recently.
Yeah, it was my number 3.
Maybe, I think. Was it last year?
2023, yeah.
2023, yeah. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I had a falling off with Stained.
Nope, that's fair.
Okay, number 8. So it's kind of a left field thing, but came out in. Oh yeah, I had to pop the band up because for whatever reason the album was not. There's no wiki for the album for whatever reason, which I thought was stupid, but yeah. It came out September 27th, 2011. Let me see if I can find some more info on that. Just comments. That's awesome. Can I get the fucking... There we go. And it is Tales of the Sands by Myrath. 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 And these guys are just a damn cool sounding band. At least this album. They are just they're Middle Eastern. They've got heavy Middle Eastern influence. They got a lot of Middle Eastern like instruments and stuff like that, just kind of sewn throughout their stuff. But their metal is more power metal-ish. They're like he's very very powerful vocalist and stuff, with that kind of just insane range, you know. I don't think there's any screaming, and if there is, it's very sparse. But the dude's a monster vocalist, and this album is just stupid fun. Braving the Seas, Merciless Times, Tales of the Sands. They're just stupid fun songs, you know, and they give you that Middle Eastern kind of out in the desert feeling, you know, but with some really fucking cool ass riffs that are just played alongside these really cool like Middle Eastern instruments, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff. I don't listen to these guys a lot is the thing, but this album stuck out to me a lot, and I listened to it quite a bit since I've known about it anyway. But yeah, number 8, Tales of the Sands by Myrath.
Okay, we're taking a turn here.
Nice, another turn.
Yeah. Number 8, released May 10th of 2011.
Oh, word.
We've got Turtleneck and Chain by The Lonely Island.
Okay.
I mean, this album, especially just in my very close friend group at the time, constantly on repeat.
Oh yeah.
Going on vacation. Like, I swear to God, we listened to nothing but this album. I mean, I Just Had Sex, Jack Sparrow.
We're back.
We're
so
back.
Good, dude. It's so good.
Freaking, and even like the thing that was awesome about this album, they incorporated some of the SNL digital shorts that they put on SNL.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They never made it onto an album. So we got Gyrani 2, Mother Lover, Threw It on the Ground, The Creep, like, and still one that like no, Karen's brother. Oh my God, no, like, it's gold. It's gold. But Karen's brother recently went to Japan for work, and I was like, oh my God, please tell me he's there with 2 of his friends. And she's like, why? So they could just be 3 white douchebags in Japan. Like, oh, this album, it definitely lightens the mood. It makes me at least feel young again. And
dude, it's so good.
Yeah, no matter how shitty the world is, this album can literally make me smile.
Oh yeah,
and just laugh.
This and Incredibad as well. Both of them are just
dude,
stupid funny.
So fucking good. But yeah, number 8, Turtleneck and Chain by The Lonely Island.
Nice. Well, we're gonna take another turn. We're just gonna flip all around the damn place today.
Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know how you feel about this artist, but it was released May 10th, 2011. That's weird, but it's not what you think it is. It is Goblin by Tyler, the Creator.
Okay.
I did not realize that came out the same day as Turtleneck and Chain, but yeah, I don't really listen to a ton of rap. I have very specific artists that I listen to. Usually the weirder ones, obviously, like obviously Tyler Creator, Suicide Boys, the ones that just don't sound like everybody else, or at least at the time didn't sound like everybody else.
Was this the one where he had a music video and he ate a cockroach?
Yeah, that's Yonkers, I believe. But
okay.
Yes, that is the one. But this album's pretty fucked up. I mean, it's pretty dark, and like lyrically, it's pretty fucked up and dark. And if you are into that kind of stuff, power to you. But if not, sorry. But I enjoyed this album when it came out. I listened to it quite a bit when it came out, and it's been a while since I've listened to it. But yeah, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know. If you're looking for a place to start with Tyler the Creator, this is the one that I'm pretty sure put him on the map. So definitely check it out, especially if you want to get into more kind of weird, off the wall kind of rap. That's not the same as everybody else is putting out. The flows are a little bit different than you'd hear in normal rap. So it's just cool. It's a cool little thing. But yeah, if that goes to show you anything, I had Tyler the Creator on my top 10. And dude, this whole year was just a struggle for me.
Hey, all I'm going to say is for 2010, I had Katy Perry in my honor mentions. If an album's good, it doesn't matter what the genre is.
That's facts. Dude, I had Andre 3000's flute album in my top 5 the year that he put that out for our top 5 of the year albums.
Yeah.
What was that, 2023, I think?
Yeah, that was 2023 as well. Yeah.
It was just too fucking good. But just, unfortunately, the year was not good for music. Overall,
yeah, I was going to say, you might catch a few awkward sideways glances, but hey, if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck them. I listen to whatever the hell I want. Thank you very much.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Number 7. This one barely squeezed in. Released December 6th of 2011. We have got Hats Off to the Bull by Chevelle.
Okay.
Now, oddly enough with Chevelle, like, I wasn't super big on, Sci-Fi Crimes, and then what was the album for that one? No, I loved Venus Sarah. I guess it was this type of thinking. Chevelle became like hit and miss with me. So it wasn't like a band like Breaking Benjamin or Ice Nine Kills that I look forward to and I anticipate releases and I get pissy when I don't fucking get them.
Yeah.
So Chevelle kind of just became hey, they're putting a new album out, which, by the way, they actually dropped a new single this past week. It was pretty solid.
Sweet.
So they've got an album coming out later this year. But Hats Off to the Bull was fun. I liked it a lot. I mean, Face to the Floor.
I was going to say, that's the one with Face to the Floor, isn't it? I couldn't remember if that's the name of the album or not, but...
Yeah, just the fucking riff to that. I remember I used to be able to play that on guitar. It's just very simple, if I can play it, but it's still just a fun fucking badass riff.
Yeah.
And then Same Old Trip is probably my favorite song on the album. I don't know why. It fucking hits. Like, just... They use the silence and just get quiet at the right time, then to just fucking punch you with it, and fucking hits you right there.
I love songs that do that, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, let's quiet down, and then you'll be in your car. Fuck that steering wheel,
Yeah, right in your face, dude.
Yeah,
so good.
But then also, Hats Off to the Bull, the single was a good single. Pinata, Ruse, Clones, like this. It's definitely not my favorite Chevelle album, but it is definitely a solid... I don't mean to downplay it by saying effort. It's a solid work, I should say. And if people kind of fell off the Chevelle wagon at Sci-Fi Crimes like me, which I think I'm in the minority with that, because everybody loves the song Jars, and I thought that song was just retarded. And I should not have said that.
I don't recognize it, but...
Yeah. Jars is stupid. There we go. That's what I meant to say. My very early 2000s high schoolness just came out right there. But yeah, I mean, it's just a good album. So, number 7, Hats Off to the Bull by Chevelle.
Yeah, Chevelle's one of those bands that, I really enjoy when their big songs come on, like the ones that are just, that everyone likes, but I never got into, listening to full albums by them. There's probably a few I could probably listened to all the way through some of the earlier stuff, but
yeah, I swear it's like almost every other album, because like Wonder What's Next was awesome, loved that album. This Type of Thinking, I was like, man, like half of this album is good. And then Venus Sarah was awesome. I did not like anything off of Sci-Fi. Hats Off to the Bull, absolutely loved it. And then I'll just spoiler for this, La Gargola. I was like, there's like a couple songs on it, but I just did not like the album as a whole. So it's like almost every other one. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's not looking good for them if that's the case, because their last album, Neritas, I loved that entire album start to finish. Hopefully I don't hate this new one.
I was going to say, yeah, this next one's shaping up to be a doozy, but okay. So number 6, right? Yes.
Yep.
Number 6 was released May 10th, 2011. This one is Turtleneck and Chain by The Lonely Island. But yeah, we already talked about it, so I won't go too crazy. But yeah, of course, Mother Lover, We're Back, The Creep, I Just Had Sex, like all those that that were like, I mean, if you were around during this time, you heard these songs probably at some point or another, especially if you were like a teenage boy to any capacity. You 1,000%.
Even in your 20s. In your 20s.
Oh yeah, easily. So, and if you are not familiar with these, you'd absolutely need to check this out. I mean, this is just a funny album. It's so fun. The songs are catchy as hell. The features are absolutely insane. Like Michael Bolton in Jack Sparrow, for example.
Just
come on, dude.
Chef's kiss.
Come on, dude. It's so good. Snoop Dogg in Turtleneck and Chain. Shy Ronnie 2, of course, has Rihanna again. Justin Timberlake and Mother Lover. Come on, man. Like, it's great. It's great. And, yeah. 100% you need to give this a listen. It's too fun. But number 6, Turtleneck and Chain by The Lonely Island.
Okay. Number 6, released March 22nd of 2011. We have got Vices and Virtues by Art of Dying.
Okay.
So one thing that was awesome. Oh, dude, I love this album. This album's still
damn good album. It's so good.
Like I'm serious. I'm just looking at the track list, and I even listened to it earlier, and then I realized, oh shit, I've gone like what is there? There's 11 songs on the album, not counting the bonus tracks. I made it like 7 songs through, and I was like, okay, I got to get out of the fucking shower already. Like this, die trying, get through this. Whole world's crazy, best I can, completely raining. Like I don't understand how Raining was not bigger at the time.
I periodically will just start randomly singing Raining. Like,
oh, dude, I know that's how I figured out you knew. That's how I knew you knew who Art of Dying was, because one day we were at lunch, and like one of us just started singing it, and then the other person.
Yeah. That sounds right. Dude, I love it. It's so fucking good.
Dude, one thing I will tell you, and looking at my top 10 list, I think it was in 2011. We went to a festival outside or around Des Moines. 2 bands, including Art of Dying, were playing at this festival in 2011. So I got to see them like literally a couple months after the album came out. Killer live show. And the other band's a little bit further down the list. But yeah, they're just awesome live. It just sucks that they never like really took off like they should have.
I don't remember if they were at the first Mayhem Fest. I don't know if they were or not, but that may have been the first place I seen them. But I know I seen them at the Uproar Fest with Bullet and I think it was 3 Days Grace with Adam Gontier still, and
nice.
Avenged Sevenfold headlining.
Nice. With
the Rev. That was a fucking cool ass show. I think they were there. I know I seen them opening at. I'm pretty sure they were opening for the Shinedown show I went to with Shinedown, Five Finger Death Punch, POD, Hailstorm, I think, was there maybe. I think they were at that one. And then I swear they played one other show that I went to. So I've seen them a couple times, but I mean, I never went specifically to see Art of Dying. They were just always there for some reason. They were always just opening for these fucking other shows I was seeing, and I just remember always loving them. Like I always remember loving their whole set. I went and got obviously their albums on my iPod and stuff, and I would listen to them and shit. But this album is just fucking amazing. It's just so good.
Okay, I literally just pulled up the Laserfest 2011 lineup. You've got to hear this. Because we went in 2011 and 2012, so I'll sometimes mix up who was where. And yeah, I said 2 bands on my top 10. No, it was more than that. Okay, so Avenged, Art of Dying, Black Label Society, Bullet, Chevelle, Escape the Fate, My Darkest Days, Queensryche. I'm not going to name that band off yet. I'll mention them. Saliva, Seether, Stone Sour, Theory of a Dead Man, and yeah, 3 Days Grace was there as well.
God damn, that's stacked. Yeah, holy shit.
That was in Indianola.
Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, now I gotta look up 2012.
Okay, so they were not at the first Mayhem Fest. However, Five Finger Death Punch was here, and it was before they blew up, so that's cool. Airborne,
yeah. Okay.
36 Crazy Fist, Five Finger Death Punch, The Red Chord, Suicide Silence, Black Tide, Walls of Jericho, Machine Head, Under Oath, Mastodon, Dragon Force, Disturbed, and Slipknot. Okay, I could have swore Art of Dying was there, but I'm tripping. Anyway.
Okay, yeah, whoops. Number 6, Art of Dying, Vices and Virtues.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, dude. We should just make a whole episode on Art of Dying.
Give him some help.
It's a damn good album. It's so good. All right, number 5, released July 12th, 2011. Now we're going to pick up some speed here because this is a little bit of a heavier album. It is The Black Crown by Suicide Silence.
Saw them in 2011.
Come on, dude. It's just a damn good album, man. And it's just like it's become just legendary, I think. This album in particular, of course, because of just Mitch himself just being a goddamn just god tier vocalist and frontman. But dude, it's just a damn good album, man. Everything about this album is just super fucking fun. The Rob Zombie cover of Super Beast, Suicide Silence covering Rob Zombie, dude. Just come on. Like, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Witness the Addiction featuring Jonathan Davis. I mean, it's just got banger after banger on it. But of course, can't talk about this album without talking about You Only Live Once. It's just a fun song, dude. And hearing Mitch on this album in particular is just brings up good memories of me getting into just the heavier side of like deathcore and shit like that when it comes to heavy music. You know, I don't really have a lot of instances that I was listening to this in 2011 probably, but this album 100% is in my list of earlier deathcore memories, you know. So
was this the last one with Mitch before he passed?
I believe so. Let me see. Because the next one was in 2014. Yeah, because the 2014 one was the Mitch Lucker Memorial album. So yeah, this would have the Black Crown would have been the last one. This one had it had the dude from Job for a Cowboy. It had the previous singer for Fit for an Autopsy, I believe. Yeah, there was Phil, I'm pretty sure, did a song on this from Whitechapel, Phil Bozeman.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole album is also great, by the way. The Memorial for Mitch was just it was stupid good, dude. But yeah, number 5, The Black Crown Suicide Silence.
Okay, so before I get into my number 5, I pulled up the 2012 lineup now for Laserfest. Buck Cherry,
Nice.
Adelita's Way,
Nice.
Art of Dying again, so I've seen Art of Dying.
Nice.
Blackstone Cherry, Chevelle, Dead Horse Trauma, Five Finger Death Punch, POD, Sebastian Bach, which I know I'm an 80s guy, and so I might be biased. Sebastian Bach was easily the best thing there. It was fucking crazy.
Damn.
Shinedown, Slash. So I got to see, Theory of a Dead Man, and then Volbeat.
God damn.
But my number 5 was there in 2012. This album came out on October 11th of 2011. We have already talked about it a little bit, so I'll be brief, but we're talking American Capitalist by Five Finger Death Punch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. As we already said previously, everybody shits on this band, and don't get me wrong, I completely understand why, because Got Your Six On was just a fucking, let's rewrite the same song every single fucking time.
Yeah.
They've earned that criticism. But the first 5, and I will go as far as 5, the first 5 albums are legit, and I will argue that with anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
take that to my grave, dude.
Yeah. Some songs that you didn't mention. Tragic Truth, the bonus track. Mm-hmm. Damn, powerful little ditty. Back for More makes me want to play some fucking Madden 2012, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Generation Dead. And yeah, even Menace, as you said. Try driving on Interstate 74 and doing the speed limit while having that blaring. Dude, you're gonna fail.
This is so fucking good, dude. It's so good.
It's very powerful.
Oh yeah.
And 100 Ways to Hate. Just fucking because I just remember that drive was so therapeutic because from Champaign to just about Galesburg, it was nothing but Five Finger Death Punch. So my voice was completely gone by the time I would hit Monmouth.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, God.
Naturally.
But, yeah. Number 5, American Capitalist, Five Finger Death Punch. Stop being a hater. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah. Just don't listen to anything from their new stuff. Go back to their old catalog.
Got your six on. Just forget that exists.
Yeah.
Everything before that, you'll love it.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff, man. Some good metal. Okay. Number 4. This one's a pretty special album to me. It was released February 22nd, 2011. I do have a really rough lyrics right here from a specific song off of that album that definitely needs to be covered up. And I'm going to be putting something else there probably. But those lyrics will probably end up going back on my body somewhere else to some degree. But it is off of this album, and that album is The Human Romance by Darkest Hour. I listened to the shit out of this album. Man and Swine, Wound, Terra Solaris. I mean, this whole album is just a banger. If you want some really, really cool melodic death metal, this dude's just got the lead singer has just got some fucking pipes, man, and he's got some really cool range. The riffs in this album are just so fucking addicting, especially from the song that I have really rough lyrics on my arm from. Savor the Kill is just a damn fun song, dude, and you gotta check this album out if you want to listen to some just really cool mid-2000s melodic death metal. Damn, I almost lost the term. Definitely check this out. The Human Romance by Darkest Hour.
Okay. All right. Number 4. I'm excited to talk about this album. So excited. So let me go ahead and preface this and say that my 4 through 2, they're definitely interchangeable. It just depends on the day. I love these next 3 albums equally. There was one that happened to be head and shoulders above else, though. This album was released October 28th of 2011. I am talking about Balls Out by Steel Panther.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god. I mean, how can you not be won over with song titles such as Supersonic Sex Machine, 17 Girls in a Row,
Hell yeah.
It Won't Suck Itself, Gold Digging Whore, and Let Me Come In with cum spelled C-U-M. Like, how does that not just instantly jump out and grab people?
I mean, no, you got a point. You got a point. And I knew you were gonna have Steel Panther on here somewhere, because I seen it whilst doing the research for this video, and I was like, oh well, that's going on Derek's list for sure.
Oh yeah, dude.
There's three albums that I knew for a fact you were gonna have on here. One we haven't talked about yet, definitely The Lonely Island, and definitely Art of Dying. But that was the other one. I was like, that's going on his list for sure.
Oh, dude, and the thing that I don't understand with my 14-year younger self, at first when this album came out, I did not like it because I loved Feel the Steel so much. My appreciation grew leaps and bounds in, like, we'll say, like, the last 6-7 years for this album. But goddamn, like, Satchel's guitar work is just insane. Michael's vocals, they still haven't, like, kind of gone out, because let's be honest, they have. But when you sing that high for that long, you're gonna eventually lose some range. Yeah. This is still just Steel Panther at their fucking best. Like, oh god, I seriously cannot say enough about Satchel's guitar work. It's just fucking insane. But if you're looking to just, I don't know, rock out
with your,
you need to put on, yeah, you need to put on It Won't Suck It's featuring Chad Kroeger, and you're gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah,
but
rock out
number 4,
out, man.
Balls Out by Steel Panther.
Dude, they're so fun, dude.
Album. Yeah.
I never got to the point with Black Panther. Jesus Christ, we just watched Black Panther the other day. Steel Panther. That like I would just listen to it over and over again, but I never turn off Steel Panther if it's on. Like, it's just, if it's on, dude, yeah, I'm listening to it. It's so fucking fun, and they're just stupid talented for like what they do. You know, they're stupid talented for absolutely no reason. They have no right to be as talented as they are. But as we already know about talking about like The Lonely Island, I'm into satirical stuff as well. But yeah, dude, what a couple of fun guys, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad I could say I've seen them a couple times, because each time it was just fucking great.
Oh yeah,
easily a fun band to see live.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Oh man. All right, number 3 was released March 22nd, 2011, and this album could easily be switched with my number 2, for sure. I think I agree with you that there is one that just stood out above the rest, but this one could be switched between my number 2 spot if I wanted to. Depends on the day, like you said. But this one in particular got me through some tough times for sure. This album is still a banger. This is a band that I go through and listen to. They have like 3 or 4 albums that I'll go back and listen to on repeat every year. Same with a band we're going to talk about soon. And same with Killswitch, which we talk about periodically as well on all of these episodes for whatever reason. But this is The Discovery by Born of Osiris. This album, as well as another one that we'll definitely talk about, are just, they just have some of my most fond memories of like the more progressive melodic, I guess you could call it deathcore. I don't really know what they'd be classified. I always just call it progressive metal, but these dudes are just so effing talented, dude. I mean, the entirety of this album speaks for itself, but Follow the Signs was the very first Born of Osiris song that I ever heard in my life. And the second I got done with that song, I went back and found the rest of this album, dude. It's just so good. Shaping the Masterpiece, Two Worlds of Design. I can't really pick out specific songs because I love this album. The whole thing is just a banger. But definitely Shaping the Masterpiece and Two Worlds of Design. Follow the Signs. just so damn good. The whole album from start to finish is a journey, a spiritual journey for sure. And if you're into insane guitar work and just super fun melodic riffs and probably some of the best drumming that you'll hear on this, like in this genre of music, definitely check this album out. It's fun. It's so fun, dude. But yeah, number 3, The Discovery by Born of Osiris.
Okay. All right. Number 3. I at least kind of already talked about this band. But released June 28th of 2011, we have got Gold Cobra by Limp Bizkit.
Nice. Okay.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, I have never been the type of person to hate a band when everybody hates them. unless if it's warranted. Because like I said, with Five Finger Death Punch, after Got Your Six, it got old quick. So I could see why they got the hate. But when I see people that were bopping Creed, Nickelback, and even Limp Bizkit back in the day, and having the time of their lives, and then years later said, oh, those bands sucked, I never listened to those. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. I have been on the Limp Bizkit train since I first heard Nookie back on TRL in 1999. And I'm excited I finally get to see these guys because I've wanted to see them forever. But this album was just a fucking bop, man. Bring It Back. Like, that song, like, if anything, the one complaint I have is some of the songs are too short. Stretch that shit out. You can get a little more mileage. Because it's almost criminal that Bring It Back is only 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Because it is a fucking banging 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Huh. And then you got Gold Cobra, Shark Attack, Get a Life. Which, Get a Life, it's, man, if you are pissed, and I mean, I'm talking pissed, and you want to commit some 187 on some fools, just put this on. Just scream the chorus. Because that's all it is. It's just literally Fred Durst screaming for the chorus. And you just feel better. You feel so much better. And then, of course, Douchebag. Like, who can't relate to just, I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah. You're a douchebag. I'm going to fuck you up. Who can, I've never felt that in my life. You're a liar. And then lastly, Walking Away was more of a softer kind of song, but then it gradually picks up until Fred Durst is screaming at the end, and by the time you've taken the ride with him, you're screaming it too. So this album, not a lot of people that I know of at least listen to it. They just still, Significant Other, Chocolate Starfish. Maybe even the occasional results may vary. Criminal that Gold Cobra isn't in that league because it is just as good as those albums. It holds its. So, number 3, Gold Cobra by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I was never on the Limp Bizkit train ever.
Oh yeah. Some people aren't. That's fine.
There were probably points, especially my early teenage years or getting into heavier stuff. I probably had that snooty approach and was like, yeah, fuck Limp Bizkit or whatever. But, they have definitely grown on me for sure. Past couple of years, I've definitely listened to a lot more Limp Bizkit than I probably ever have in my entire life. So there's that.
That's fair.
But yeah, I enjoy quite a bit of their stuff now. Probably not enough to ever have them in one of my top 10s, but definitely don't bag on Limp Bizkit as much as I did before. So
never ever say never ever.
It's probably your fault too. As a matter of fact, that I started listening to more Limp Bizkit, so it was either you or Toby, definitely, for sure, because I don't know anybody else that listens to him as much as you guys do, so.
Oh, I'm not giving Toby that. That's 100% me. I'm taking it.
Probably in the unloads and shit. You got me bopping my head a little bit, more than likely, but.
Yep.
Anyway. All right, number 2. I'm going to slow things down a little bit. January 18th. Actually, not really. There's some pretty heavy moments in this album. I don't know what I'm talking about. January 18th, 2011. It is The Hymn of a Broken Man by Times of Grace.
I knew that was going to wind up in there.
I don't care who the fuck any of you guys are. This album is a fucking 10, dude. Every song in this album is gold. And like when it first came out, I definitely listened to it. I was getting into like Killswitch Engage and stuff, and I'd always liked Howard more. Of course, we've discussed this before.
Mm.
And I enjoyed Jesse's songs, of course. I mean, I never really got as heavy into him as I did with the Howard stuff, but he is a good vocalist, so I never was going to deny a chance to listen to a different project he's in, you know? And this album was just like mind blowing to me. Like it just has all of the emotion you can feel from what I felt in a Howard Killswitch song, but from Jesse in a different project. Like I felt all that same stuff, and I love this album. I listen to it still to this day. I will forever love this album. Hymn of a Broken Man specifically, the Forgotten one, is so goddamn good.
God, that song is powerful as fuck.
Dude, it is stupid good. But dude, Strength in Numbers, Live in Love, it's just, dude, this whole entire album is just front to back, banger after banger after banger. And if you have not checked this out, this is or if you're not familiar with Times of Grace, it's Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage side project. He released an album back in 2021 as well, I believe. I have not listened to that one yet, but this album for sure is just 1000% you have to listen to it. It is so goddamn good. And I wish that Jesse would just have stayed with Times of Grace. I don't know the personal stuff because they just don't talk about the personal stuff that happened between him and Killswitch and Howard and Killswitch and so forth, so I'm not entirely sure the specifics of all of it, but this just feels like it fits for him. Like it feels like it fits for him. Everything that I feel like he's trying to portray in Killswitch, I feel more from him here. And of course, Howard I will always prefer in Killswitch, but I don't know, dude. I think that Jesse in Times of Grace is just it feels right. It fits. It's so good, and I absolutely love the hell out of it. And I wish it would have worked out that way, and Howard could have stayed in Killswitch, regardless of what the drama was. I'm not sure what the deal was, or if there was even drama. I know they all are pretty good about just not airing their dirty laundry out for everybody, which is fair.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, dude. Number 2, The Hymn of a Broken Man by Times of Grace. So goddamn good.
Yeah. No, no knock on the album. It's in my honorable mentions, but yeah, fucking God. It is powerful.
Yeah, it's a damn good album, man. Damn good album.
Very powerful. Okay. All right. This is the band that I left off of the Laser Fist. Laser Fest. Laser Fist.
Laser Fist. God, what are you getting into?
Some fucked up shit. But this album was released February 15th of 2011, and I am talking about Justice by Rev Theory. Now, these guys made a splash back in, I believe it was 2008 or 2009. Their album Light It Up came out, and the song Hell Yeah. Anybody that's ever seen Blue Mountain State, the show, you know what I'm talking about. Hell Yeah is the intro. If you have not seen Blue Mountain State, stop whatever the fuck you're doing and watch all 3 seasons of Blue Mountain State immediately. But Justice was their follow-up. And this album was much heavier than Light It Up. Freaking, it kicks off with Dead in the Grave, which is just a banger of a fucking opener. Justice was the lead single, and it's heavy. It's got a sick fucking bass line to it. And, you know, sure enough, by the time the chorus rolls around and you know the word Justice, you know, who's gonna argue with that? But that's some other deeper cuts on the album. Enemy Within, that song fucking gets me. Wicked Wonderland is just a fun little bop. Hollow Man, if you're feeling a little bit on the sad side. Loaded Gun, Guilty by Design. This album, I'm so glad that I got to see them, because the Laserfest lineup, concert was, I think, in May. So this album came out just before that, similar with like Art of Dying. And they put on such a good show. And the one thing I will never forget till the day I die, the song that they played when the band was getting on stage was the theme from Terminator fucking 2. You want to talk about a way to get, like, at least this guy's attention? I was like, hold on, what do we got? Oh, okay. And then you get your face fucking rocked off. But yeah, this album, never hear anybody talk about it except maybe a couple of my close friends from back in the day. Check it out, people. It's Justice by Rev Theory.
Yeah, I remember enjoying Light It Up. I know I enjoyed Light It Up when it came out. Probably around that time. I was listening to these guys a little bit, but they just never hit my radar as hard as some other stuff did. Is all. But
yeah,
I'm
Justice
sure
is
it's
just
good.
fucking. Oh god, it is so fucking good. Okay, hold on. Pause before I or you screw this up this time.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
No, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna make a joke about it because you messed it up last week, but
you
beat me
I have
to it.
I have 2 subcategories. Well,
oh, okay. Did you want to do? I don't have subcategories, so if you wanted to do those first, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. The most disappointing album of 2011.
Okay.
Seether, Holding Onto Strings Better Left to Fray.
Okay.
That album I was so bummed about because I was so excited for it. Pre-ordered it on iTunes and everything, and then that's it. And then we've got a special album. Special. The worst album of all time.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm talking all fucking time.
Jesus.
Metallica and Lou Reed. Lulu.
Gotcha. Okay. That checks
You
out.
want to talk about a pile of dog shit that you stepped in that you can't get off your shoe, and somehow it also got in your wife's mouth. Just junk and awful.
I don't even know what's on Lulu, to be honest with you.
My brain tries to block it out.
I don't know if I've even listened to it, to be honest. I know it exists. I know what it is. I don't know if I've ever gone through and listened to it ever in my life. So
don't. I jumped on that grenade. You don't have to. Don't. It's terrible.
However, Seether, I had on my honorable mentions, and I just threw it down there because it was an album by Seether, and I enjoy Seether, I guess. But like I said, I was digging through the trenches on my 2011 list, so I was pulling strings, you know.
Dude, seriously,
I don't care what anyone says. I fucking love Country Song. Fuck everybody.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Country Song's a good song, but the rest of the album is just.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not there. This is not Seether. But
if you would have told me in 2007 that at one point Evanescence album was gonna make my best of list and Seether was gonna be most disappointing, I would have open hand slapped you with intent to fucking rupture an eardrum. It's crazy the way the world works.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I have it on my honorable mentions just because it was a Seether album, and I like Country Song. I know a lot of people hate that song with a burning passion because I think probably because it was overplayed, but
it was.
But I enjoyed it.
I think the only 2 songs I could listen to on that for Q and Country Song.
Yeah, a lot of the songs I don't really recognize, looking at the track lists, but.
Oh, there's one on there that makes me want to stab my nuts with a fucking spoon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not even a sharp spoon. Ugh. God.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and do my honorable mentions, and then you can do your honorable mentions. But I have Biophilia by Bjork. I have Deconstruction by the Devin Townsend Project. I have All Sixes and Sevens by Tech Nine. I have Homeschool Valedictorian by Adelita's Way. Holding On to Strings Better Left to Fray by Seether. Endgame by Rise Against. Celestial Lineage by Wolves in the Throne Room. Sounds of a Playground Fading by In Flames. Aphotic by November's Doom. Searcher Rising by Amon Amarth. Death Star Rising by Before the Dawn, and Until We Have Faces by Red.
Okay, we got a few. We got a few matches.
That's what I got.
Okay, honorable mentions. Times of Grace, Hymn of a Broken Man. Red, Until We Have Faces. Pop Evil, War of the Angels. Theory of a Dead Man, The Truth Is. Cold, Superfiction. Anthrax, Worship Music. Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. Machine Head, Unto the Locust. Megadeth, 13. Disturbed, The Lost Children, which was an EP, or not an EP, but just a collection of like bonus tracks.
Right.
Metallica, the Beyond Magnetic EP that was good, unlike their other work that came out. Rise Against, Endgame, 6 a.m., This Is Gonna Hurt, Adelita's Way, Homeschool, Valorian, Weird Al, Alpocalypse, and Bush, The Sea of Memories.
Nice.
Okay. Why don't you just go ahead and tell everybody the collective yeah, the collective undisputed number one of 2011.
Yeah. So this one was released August 2nd, 2011. And it's a little album, you may have heard of it, called In Waves by Trivium. And yeah, as anybody probably could have seen from a mile away, this was going to be Derek and I's collective number one for sure. But dude, when you open up with Capsize in the Sea, you're in for a fucking treat, dude. But then you just get punched in the nuts with In Waves, man, and it's just so effing good. It's just so good.
Yeah, you get punched in the nuts with steel-toed boots, man.
It's just so good. I love it. Love that feeling. But some of the songs that don't get talked about as often are some of my favorite songs on this album. But Caustic Are the Ties That Bind, for example, I love this song, dude. I love this song so fucking much. It's probably my favorite song on the album. But Forsake Not the Dream is also just another one that I fucking love. All These Yesterdays I love. But, I mean, from the beginning to the end of this album, banger. Banger, 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 banger. Love it.
Okay. All right. Time to make Jacob jealous. Because, I got to see Trivium at, I think it was Mayhem Fest. Like, literally 2 weeks, maybe even less, before the album dropped. They played, I remember specifically, Capsizing the Sea, In Waves, Dust Dismantled that they played live.
Dust Dismantled, dude. So good, dude.
Okay, so I'm going to make this might be controversial. I think you'll agree with me, though. Because when at first you're like, some lesser songs that nobody talks, two of those I down as well. Which is Forsake Not the Dream and Bind. That song is like, in my mind, Trivium's Master of Puppets. It follows a similar progression.
Caustic Are the Ties That Bind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking,
I never really
fucking
thought
love
that
that song.
But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not 8 minutes, but it follows that same progression. Inception of the End is one. That's a big one for me off of this album. Even Watch the World Burn, which is more of like a radio. I always forget. I scrolled down and looked at the special edition because that's the track listing that I'm used to. And man, I will say, just to throw a little bit of salt on this 20-point album that we have here, I have never liked A Gray So Dark.
I know. We've talked about
never.
This.
Okay, all right. I couldn't remember if it's you or my other friends group that always Gray, a gray so dark.
I did that to you when you mentioned this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But I enjoy the song. It's not my favorite song by them, but I enjoy it. I don't really have anything wrong with it. But I also don't mind. I don't mind the other one that you also hate.
What, Dying in Your Arms?
Dying in Your Arms, yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't mind that song either. There's not really too many Trivium songs I don't like, but
Yeah, you're gonna have a couple. Like, I mean, Guns
Yeah.
N' Roses is favorite band. There, I could name multiple Guns N'. I just do like, not for this guy.
Yeah.
Um, Last song I will mention that is on the special edition, "Shattering the Skies Above."
Oh yeah. So good, dude.
Damn.
Shattering
Fuck,
the skies
it just went from
above.
6 to midnight.
I want to destroy all that you love. Oh, dude, it's so good. This whole album is just a banger from start to finish.
Oh.
And to go listen to it now, obviously, but boy, so
I debated on wearing my In Waves tour shirt for this, but I figured that might be a little bit too revealing. So I tried to fool people with the Steel Panther.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I do have the collective top 10 done. Right. And I'm going to say this is a weird one.
Okay, what do we got?
Okay, so for the most part, we'll generally have a few albums that score higher than 10 points. There's only one that scored over 10 points.
Really?
So, yes. So, number 10 with 6 points, we've got Art of Dying, Vices and Virtues.
Really?
No.
I feel like
yep.
That would have been higher.
Dude.
Because yours was higher.
Well,
but...
yeah, mine was higher, but yours was lower. So collectively,
yeah, mine was pretty low.
It drug it down. That's why I was like 10. But anyways,
damn. Okay. Well, at least it made the cut.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. With 7 points at number 9, we have Steel Panther with Balls Out.
Okay.
And then also 7 points at number 8, Darkest Hour, Human Romance. Number 7 with 8 points, Limp Bizkit, Gold Cobra. Number 6 with 8 points, Born of Osiris, The Discovery.
Okay.
At number 5 with 8 points, we have Five Finger Death Punch, American Capitalist. Number 4 with 8 points, The Lonely Island, Turtleneck and Chain.
Okay.
Number 3 with 9 points, Rev Theory, Justice. Number 2 with 9 points, Times of Grace, Hymn of a Broken Man. And number 1 with 20 points, a perfect score.
Hell yeah.
In Waves by Trivium.
Nice. Which, generally speaking, is what happens with Trivium, I guess.
Yeah. But no, like, so even looking at 2010, we have 5 songs, or 5 albums that have 10 points or higher. And normally, we'll kind of have a toss-up some of those years. This one, it wasn't even close.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's a first. I could look through the 2000s, but I guarantee you every year we have had multiple albums with at least 10 points.
That's awesome.
That was a wild ride.
That is a wild ride. I don't think we can say the same for 2012.
Yeah.
2012 is going to be a wild one too, but this one's going to be all over the place because I don't believe is in all the Trivium.
No.
And there's definitely not any don't think there's any Bullet for My Valentine.
Nope.
So, yeah. 2012 is going to be weird. It's going to be a weird one. 2013.
Got both of them.
We have a Trivium and a Bullet for My Valentine. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, 2012 is going to be weird, dude. I'm just looking at it right now, but I don't know. I might have to go back through and fucking redo this one. Oh,
yeah.
2012 is weird.
2012 and 2013 will be interesting.
2013 will definitely be a little bit out there, but
it's going to be dicey.
Anyway, thank you all for watching or listening if you're on Spotify. If you are on Spotify, though, make sure you head to our YouTube channel to check out the majority of our catalog. We've got a ton of movie reviews that Derek does, and that he still pumps out like a goddamn machine. So check those out. stay tuned for when we do our Switch 2 direct reaction, I guess you can say. That'll be up next, probably.
That's actually... Are we not just putting it out after we do it?
Oh, yeah, I guess we could. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, then
I thought we...
hopefully you enjoyed our Switch 2 direct reaction. I guess that's fair, yeah, because it's a live one. That's that time sensitive. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. We'll try to do more stuff.
If you forgot to check that one out, please double back and check that one out.
Yeah, exactly. Go back and check that out if you didn't check it out. And if you enjoyed stuff like that, I know it's a little bit different than what we normally do. Let us know. Because we'll definitely try to do more stuff like that if we can. Maybe the Game Awards or something. That's a little bit longer, but
yeah,
we could probably do like an overview of it. Maybe not a reaction, but like an overview after the fact, maybe.
Yeah, because I tried to watch the Game Awards this year, and it was just fucking
slog.
Ugh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we'll talk about it, but yeah, stay tuned for some more stuff. And check out our Switch 2 reaction if you didn't already. And yeah, what were your top 10 albums of 2011? Let us know down in the comments below. And we'll see you next time. Peace.